Hi. Hi to all of you here today. How are you guys doing? Great. Good to see you guys again. Wow, so many of you here joining here today. Good. And today will be a casual session here. So as if like I'm chatting with you one-to-one here because today is not it's more like a very relaxed setting because I've been told that a lot of you here actually watch a lot of my webinars, right? So I think you have a lot of knowledge, or at least the basic fundamental of what a period 9 is. And I also discovered that, after you learning all this period 9 information, you guys actually watch my YouTube videos, at least for the last 2 months. I talk a lot about period 9, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so you sort of like have this basic understanding about period 9. Yes, to me, maybe right now we're talking about basic understanding, but to a lot of people, right? But to a lot of people, what you have learned throughout the videos already considered expert. Okay. Yeah, because by just using one part of it, you can take so many type of action, isn't it? All right. So therefore, I would say that today's session, will be more about preparation. Yeah, how preparation, how do you move forward to period 9 with more confidence and ease and more effortless? Yeah, this is the whole reason, why we'll do today session here. Okay, let's see. Wow, so many of you here joining. Okay, share with me which country you're from right now in the chat box. Let me see what crowd we have today. Okay, Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, Spain, Switzerland, Angela from KL, Croatia, Mexico, Philippines, Brunei, Colombia. Wow, so many. I lost track of it. The chat moved too fast. Nevertheless, welcome. Yeah, welcome and thank you for taking your time for joining me here for this probably 1 or 2 hours. Yeah, as you know, right now, I have a lot of things to do. Yeah, preparing contents. Yeah, because we have a lot of contents, right? I need to actually look at what kind of contents that actually that I'm going to talk about more in this coming big reset program. So now, a lot of you here probably this is the first time you're joining me. You don't know what it's all about. Let me just do a brief introduction about myself first. My name is Iverson Lee. I'm a tech entrepreneur. I'm an instructor and speaker from Joey Up Consulting Group. Okay, so and I actually, if you also follow up my webinar before, some of you here you follow up my webinar, you know that one of my obsession about metaphysics is about period 9. Yeah, period 9 is the one. So today we'll talk more about this, and this actually also give me a perspective to actually explain this in an easier way to a layman people who don't know what is metaphysics or especially period 9. Even someone who know metaphysics might not know what is period 9 is. So, and I would say a week ago, I actually attended, or I'm the one actually giving a speech for a bank. So this bank event that invited a lot of their, I would say, high net worth clients, and then I supposed to actually give a speech there. Okay, so especially that time, and then before my turn, someone from the bank actually give a briefing first or introduction about the market outlook, for 2023 and beyond, right? Because from their perspective, that they are actually heading to recession, right? The whole thing here. So basically, they're teaching all the high net worth client, what kind of asset class they need to pay attention to, and what is the style of investing, how do they managing the assets. Okay, so that one right before my turn to speak on stage, right? So I have the chance to speak with some of their staff as well, and that time actually, and then they asked me, "Hey, Iverson, what are you going to talk about today?" Okay, they're pretty curious, right? Because I bring in a different flavor. I'm not a financial expert in terms of economy's point of view, but I bring in the table is more from the metaphysics point of view. And then, sometimes I need to figure out a way to connect with them for them to understand. Otherwise, they actually have a perceived, I would say, or a notion, preconceived notion that all of us here are fortune teller. They think we are the one actually, predict someone's destiny, and ask them to buy something like a figurine or dragon to put inside the desk. We do nothing of it. Okay. So the one is not metaphysics nor astrology. So I actually told some of the personnel there, I say that, based on your speech about economics and all these things here, you talk about cycle, right? Don't you think so? Right? Your economy, if you look at the stock market, how many of you here are investor here? Market work in a cycle, isn't it? All right. So therefore, we look at that to predict and to forecast. So I say, hey, how can I connect with this? And then I told them, right, basically, we agree on the same thing, that the market move in a cycle. And in metaphysics, we also have our big cycle, and also we have the small cycle too. All right. So what is a small cycle? Small cycle would be our parter chart, right? Our personal chart, our aspiration, our different aspect in our life. So basically, it's a small cycle that we have. So we read the parter chart, and then we look like luck pillar to sort of gauge the cycles that we are in, and then we would like to take certain right action at the right time. Yeah. So this is how we change our destiny, right? So it's not about whether you're given a good chart or not. It's how good are you in capitalize the upcoming cycle coming in, right? So the reason you learn metaphysics like Pazi is to understand your own cycle. Okay. So, but since there's one small cycle here, there also be a big cycle. So big cycle doesn't affect a person as individually, so it's more as more from the trend, economic point of view, even globally, or affect people emotion, trend, their preferences. Okay, so that is the big cycle. So when they ask me, Iverson, what is period 9? I say period 9 belong to the big cycle. Don't you think this is important, especially for investors to know this? Right? So even your small cycle, which is your puzzle, is not that great. Can you actually capitalize on the big cycle to improve your life or not? Yes? Yes or no? Yes, of course. Right? That's the trick, right? Yeah, because the puzzle chart you cannot change. Right? It's born, you already have these sets of chart, right? So if you want to make it better, the only way here is tap to the big cycle. So therefore, yeah, the reason we learn period 9, because period 9 talking about the big cycle. But I discovered that 95% of the people out there, they keep focusing on the small cycle, how they feel, whether today they like their job or not, right? So today maybe they're scolded by the boss, they're not happy, a lot of drama. That is a small cycle. So how many of you here actually participate a lot in the small cycle? It's normal, okay? Yeah, who doesn't, right? So most of us, we deal with all this thing, right? Daily. Today, my children not listening to me, what should I do? And I'm not happy with the increment, okay? So we are in there, but if you look at those people that they are successful, they are make it there, don't you think they also focus a lot on the big cycle as well? They see long term. So when I say a big cycle means that they think big and then they see long term. Okay, so therefore, if you actually want to actually improve your life, to take your life to the next level, I encourage you to also look into the big cycle as well. Because if you're able to tap into it and things are done right, you can actually impact your small cycle positively. Okay, but I'm telling you, 95% of the people don't care. They only care about what? I want to know what is my bonus this year, what is my increment looks like, right? But rarely of them actually thinking about how do I build my net worth for the next 5 years so I don't need to work for money anymore. That is a big cycle thinking. So how many of you here want to actually adopt to the big cycle thinking? Yes, right? Yeah, so this is like shift a perspective. Yeah, so you can look into, what is truly important in long term. Especially if you look at short term, I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of dramas, isn't it? Someone don't talk to me today. Someone took my credit in work. Yeah, so many things in work, right? So, but in the end, if I'm able to build my network, who care about office politics, right? Or I can enjoy my life by then. So therefore, this is the one I consciously tell myself to look more on the big cycle. And that from that point onwards, when my mindset changed, I also see that, the direction of my life changed accordingly as well. So now, and we talk about period 9, right? Since it's a big cycle, how many of you here actually you have some knowledge about period 9? If you have some knowledge, type the word yes. If you don't, type the word no. Just as simple as this. I see a lot of yeses here. I can't even see a no. Or probably one or two. Okay. So your yeses here means that you have some, because I do a lot of webinars, right? So you have some knowledge about it. If you don't have, let me tell you one thing here. One thing I want to address here right from the start is about a lot of people give a false narrative about what period 9 is. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed by it. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, but because they actually do it in a way that they portray fear that if you don't know about period 9, your life is doomed. Yeah, some people I actually noticed this from some of the Facebook ads. Some people, they're teaching period 9, I don't know. And I discovered that they follow some of my contents as well. They copy exactly. Yeah, some people. And then they do it in a way like, if you don't know about period 9, your whole 20 years is doomed. And let me tell you, it's not. Okay, yes, I'm teaching period 9, I know, but I will tell you, even you don't learn period 9, your life is pretty okay. Okay, you might think, what? Right? So what is I wasn't actually saying, yes, I'm telling you, I don't want you to think that you're in a pressured position, or if I don't do this, I have bad luck, I lose all my money. No. Okay, period 9 is a set of opportunities. So if you don't learn period 9, what is the worst case scenario? Tell me. You just miss all those opportunities. That's it. Right? You still can do your work, right? Right? You still can live your life, but you just miss out those opportunities. The only thing you need to endure is, you see some of your friends, maybe they take advantage of period 9, they get far ahead. Maybe you're still the same. That's it. Yeah, nothing wrong. Yeah, so I want to clear this from the start. Do you guys understand this or not? Right? Because I don't like when I see some messages, some people that they try to sell something out of fear. Right? If you don't do this, you have bad luck. No. That's not my philosophy. So but I want you to be clear on this. Yeah? Otherwise, a lot of you here pressured to learn something that maybe those information they're selling out there might not be accurate at all. Okay, cool. So now, once we get all this out of the way already, I want to tell you that, what is period 9? Yeah, since we know period 9 is a big cycle, it's about big opportunities in life. So it's our choice whether we can tap into it or not. Because if you want to create big success, relying on your parcel alone cannot do it. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, so you cannot. Right? If you want big success, but if you want, I would say average success, yes, your partners can help you to do it. So it depends on you, right? How many of you here are high achiever here? High achiever. Type the word me. You won't settle for something for less. Yeah, you're A player. You demand nothing but excellence. Wow, so many of you. Okay, yeah, then period 9 is for you then. Okay, so now this period 9, it works on every 20 years. There'll be a new cycle coming in. So if you are new to this, I want to show you this piece of information first. So let me see whether I can share this or not. Okay, can you see my slide right now? Type the word yes if you can see it. Okay, great. Okay, so what do you see here? It's a 3 cycle 9 periods, right? So And this chart here talking about the transition into each cycle. So if you look at the chart right now, we're in the verge of changing to period 9 cycle, right? So we are here, and then next year 2024 is to the next cycle. So and why? Yeah, why I always call this a big reset or a big change among all, because it changed 20 years anyway, right? Every time the cycle changed 20 years. But this time, why I keep emphasizing is because it's like this. You look at the chart here, tell me, after period 9 is, what is the period after period 9? 1, right? It start from the beginning again. Don't you think it's actually refresh the whole cycle again? So if the thing need to be refreshed and start again, don't you think period 9 is the transformative year? Agree or not? Right? Because period 9 is the last one here. After that, you go back to restart the whole cycle again, right? So it's the new beginning again. So therefore, if you want to look for opportunities, these are the time, because things will reset to the factory setting right now. Yeah. So, and then therefore, and it's like just like your phone, right? You reset to the factory setting. So this is kind of the similar, metaphor to this. So therefore, that I call this a big reset. Okay. So which means that is an opportunities for you to kickstart or start fresh again. So how many of you here want to reset something? You want to kickstart, probably you discover that you're in a wrong career right now. You want to restart it, but you don't know what to do. Type the word me. You feel that you deserve some restart here, right? You deserve a second chance. Okay, good. So if a lot of you here typing me here, which is good. So then you must know, right? So which part of it you want to restart? Right there. These are the impact of period 9, right? So you might not interested in everything, but if you look at the chart here, so I divided this into 8 aspects. Which one of them you want to reset first? There's some of it, you know. For example, like if your relationship is fine, right? You don't reset it. Okay. You reset it means that you go back to single again, and then you need to start it again. No. Okay. You get what I mean, huh? Someone say, oh, I want to reset my relationship. No, you're now, if you're married, you have children, then better not. So that's why I don't encourage to say everything. Yeah, some of you say Feng Shui. Yes, Feng Shui could be the one, because in period 9, Feng Shui changed a lot. Right? So this is subjective, to all of you here. If let's say relationship, let's say you're fine, and then there's also another next level to go, right? So you also want to know, in period 9, how can I level up? Yeah, not everything want to reset. You also can level up one, Yeah, but period 9 is a great time for you to reset. So now, and if you actually look at, I did a lot of webinar for the last how many months? I think 3 months ago. I did a lot of period 9 webinar. Do you notice that? Right? It's like a trend, right? Yeah, every webinar I did for the last 3 months, I talk nothing except period 9. Yeah, so, and why I'm doing that is because I felt that is part of my obligation to share with people about period 9, because I know metaphysics, right? A lot of people don't. So yes, one part of me is my career and all those things, but I feel an obligation to do it. Right? That's why I do a lot of free webinar to gain, because not everyone want to be master about period 9. Right? Some people just want some knowledge, some general knowledge about period 9. So I do it over and over again. Yeah, for the last 3 months. So, and this one is because I discovered that period 9 information helped me before, and since I know this, there's no excuse for me not to share with everyone. So, and this finally lead to, let me show you whether, this is the video. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Remember all these videos? Yeah, probably these are the videos all about period 9 in my YouTube channel. Right. If you want to actually learn the understanding about period 9, you can go there. Yeah, it's all free. Okay, so and now all this sharing here lead to a finale. All right. So, and a lot of you here know that I'm going to actually conduct a period 9 program. A professional means that is not general understanding. It's about application. It's about transforming this coming weekend. Okay. So, and therefore, today webinar would be the finale of the period 9 webinar before we go into the real period 9 program, which is the big reset. Okay, this is a finale video. Yeah, it's good. Time flies, isn't it? Right? We talk next time. I'm going to continue doing video, but maybe not period 9. Okay, I think I've shared more than all of you here need to know, right, about the understanding there. So you're going to decide, what you're going to do next. So because why is the finale here? Because we're going to move to this one. Okay, this coming weekend. Yeah, this is what I call the big reset, the ultimate success blueprint for period 9. Okay, this one is at 27 to 28 May. So it's this coming weekend, and I'm doing this via live stream. So how many of you here already enrolled for this? Wow, so many. Okay, great. So I'm going to see you. Yeah, so I'm going to see you this coming weekend. Yeah, and then I prepare a coffee with you. Yeah, I might talk longer if there's a lot of participation in the chat. I always over-prepare my contents. Some of you attended my previous class before. How many of you attended my previous online class? Yeah, I think one time I received one very, I would say, funny comment. This she is a she. She told me that, Iverson, can you shorten the duration of the course? She said that I like to learn from you, but can you shorten the duration or not? So and then I asked her why. She said I need to sleep before 12 a.m. I need to clock in my beauty sleep. Okay. Yeah, this is the only one. Yeah, this is the only one that actually told me this. Okay, so therefore, okay, never mind. I also understand her concern is valid, but I decided not to shorten my course. Right? I always ask, I always, me and the team actually always striving to add more value. So instead of starting at 7 p.m., this time we are starting at 6 p.m. I still have more time to talk to you. How about that? Okay. Yeah. So therefore, I can actually fulfill two expectations. Right? I still can talk more. Yeah, but in a way that I think the lady still can actually have her beauty sleep. So this is what I plan to do. Yeah, for this. So today, well, got today, if you already enroll, probably today will be sort of like preparation or recap for you. And if you are new, you haven't enrolled, you're thinking to, probably today will give you more information whether this is the right one for you or not. Okay, so today, okay, I saw some of you take Monday as holiday. Beverly Williams, nice, very smart. Okay, all right. So now, today format will be slightly different from my previous webinars. Today, I'm going to do it in a Q&A style. All right. So because I discovered that a lot of time I'm the one doing the teaching. Okay. You just listen to me, right? And I rarely actually do a whole session actually wondering, what kind of question you have. Is it true? So today, I'm going to make an exception here. And I would like to actually answer those questions that I received. Yeah, either from my Facebook, and also I think for the last 1 hour, there are some questions posted in the Telegram as well. I'm looking at it also. So we'll do this. So the big reset, don't worry, I will not shorten the program. I just make it earlier. Okay, so we have more time to talk about it. Cool. All right. So because Pauline worry about will I shorten the course? No. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, I don't like to shorten courses. I want to deliver values. Okay, now, let me go through some of the question. Okay, so okay, this question I addressed just now. This question here is, what if I don't know period 9? Does it actually is it bad? No, nothing wrong. Yeah, you just miss the P9 opportunities. You just miss wealth opportunities and something more, right? Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so now the second question here. Is only middle-aged women will be successful? Okay, this is a nice question, right? Because I think if you follow some of my webinars, we talk about period 9 is the era for women, right? Women is the powerhouse. And the thing is like this, if some of them actually, they are also women, but they are not belong to the middle age, yeah, then they're worried. I think this is a question asking about, must it be only middle age? Okay, now let me, the tricky part here is like this. The middle age range is different from era to era, right? So tell me, what is the definition or the age range for a middle-aged woman today? Type in the chat box. Okay, 30 to 40s. Some of you 40 to 50, some of you 50s starting. All right, great. So, okay, I see. Some of you 50 to 60, right? Good. Yeah, nowadays it seems like, you know, if you are 30 years old, you're still a teenager, right? Well, at least you look like a teenager. Yeah, nowadays it seems like that the standard actually raised really high, especially on all these Korean artists, right? Yeah, they look like the 20s, but they're already 40s plus. Yeah. This will spoil the market, right? Make everyone so stressed. So now, and so all of us here have this different standard of this, especially right now. There seems the age, the bar actually raised very high. So if you're 40 years old, they expect you to look like a 30 years old, right? Stress or not? Okay, so therefore, since, I want to think about this, right? Since the Gua, they are talking about period 9 is a Li Gua. So Li Gua, people talk about, when you study metaphysics, it just say middle age. It doesn't say what is the age range of it. So you think about this, in the ancient day, what age considered middle age? Mid-20s. Yes, you're right. Yeah, if they're already like 18, 19s, they already become a mother, right? So by mid-20s, they're already considered middle age. Then you might think, what? So what happened? Am I fit to the middle age right now in the modern world? So don't worry. Don't worry because of one thing. Yeah, because the middle age does not necessarily means the age range, but it represents someone mindset. Okay? All right, mindset. So if you are matured lady, because middle age, tell me what kind of mindset is of a matured lady. They are a middle-aged lady. Are they more matured? They are more collected? Yes? Right, yes. Kathy Jo says stable and confident. Wendy Lee say assertive. Yes, correct. Right, so if you, do they do a lot of drama or not? Middle age? I'll say 10% only, okay? According to my statistic. Depends on your luck, all right? If your luck not so good, you meet the 10% of it. Yeah, but the 90% of them, they are not, okay? So therefore, I don't want to think, oh, I passed my age already. No. Yeah? So this one is about like, I think few of you actually mentioned it correctly. It's about confidence. And one thing that actually govern middle age is the drive to succeed. Okay, so when you're too young, you like to enjoy, right? So when you are in the middle age, that's the time you already make some money, you're stable, you know what you want. So they have the drive and passion to succeed. Let's say right now you are 60 years old female, but you're still looking forward to achieve something. You still want to move house, you have a project to do. So do you have Li Gua in you? Yes. Okay. Yeah, this I'm going to talk more about in our program, right? So, but at least right now, you don't feel like, oh, this is not me, no, right? So you just need to adopt to be like one. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so it's all about mindset. So the Li Gua represent the mindset. So some of you are new here, you might wondering what is Li Gua is, right? So let me show you right now. This is the Li Gua. Okay, so period 9. there always a trigram to represent it, which are the three lines. These three lines is an image that tell you what will happen in period 9. So therefore, when we do a lot of reading, a lot of analysis, we refer to this Li. So Li is consists of three lines. Okay. All right. So now this is the one that we are looking at. So let's look at the next, another question here is, okay, what industry should I get in to be successful in period 9? I think this question is a lot of people also asking. Okay, let me tell you, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of industry. So, and because it's a Li Gua, it's a fire, right? Technically, all the fire industry will be part of the Li Gua. Yeah, but I also have my own view as well. Yeah, so I just shortlisted a list or a set of job. Yeah, for Li Gua. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to talk more about this weekend. But for now, let me give you one of it. Right. So if you want to get into a field that have more attention in period 9, is well-being, one of it. So if how many of you here are well-being coach, that you help people life to become better, they think better, they eat better, so you should expand it in period 9 because there's huge demand on it. Okay. Yes, wellness as well. Okay, anything that help people to feel better, look better even. Yeah, because when you feel better, normally they'll look better, right? They're healthier, so a lot of energy, vitality. So if all of this here, this one will be a great one. There's a lot of technology revolve around it, right? But as long you're the one that heading to this direction, this is one of it. And of course, you must tie back to your barter chart as well. There are certain Li Gua industry or certain business are suitable for different certain type of barter. Yeah, but for now, I want to know well-being is one of it. So can I see how many of you have well-being coach? Your coach, it could be nutrition, whatever, but under this well-being and wellness group, type the word me. Okay. Okay, great. So now you are in flow. Okay, you're in flow here. Why I'm saying so? Because when I look at the Telegram channel, someone also asked about how do I know? How do I know whether I'm in doing the right thing in period 9 or not? Right. So now I just answer you, right? Do something that align to what period 9 energy is. When you're aligned, you're in flow, you're able to attract opportunities. Who is the person asking? Let me see. This is from my Telegram channel. Okay, this is Joanne. How do I know if I'm right track towards period 9? Okay. Joanne posted, I think, an hour ago. Is Joanne here? Okay, yes, I see you. Okay, yeah, that to answer your question about this. Okay, cool. I have my own view. So I actually also make my own selection. Because you look at Li Gua, right? There are thousands of them. Also under Li Gua, right? So as if like you thought is like when you say something like this, let's say I'm telling you 1,000 Li Gua, that jobs that related to Li Gua. As if like I tell you nothing, right? 1,000, So of course, might have my own take. After my analysis, I shortlisted. Yeah, a set of 10. Well-being is one of them. Okay? Right? If I tell you about 1,000 things about Li Gua, right? What will you tell me back? What will you say back? I will say, you better don't tell me. It make no difference. Agree, guys? Yeah, so it's not about just, saying information. Yeah, it's also analyzed based on the parts, the trends, so many things here. Okay, great. So let's move on. Okay, this person asks, what is Li Gua represents? Okay, Li Gua, remember this one, there are 3 lines. This one represents a lot of things. Okay, my answer to you is a lot of things. Li Gua could represent a person. I just explained just now, right? It could represent middle age. Middle age is a woman, is a person. It could represent body size. I tell you, Li Gua is chubby, right? Okay. And also it could represent certain industry or represent certain products, services, investment, mindset, how you think, certain direction to move forward to. Yeah, this other one. Yeah, it could represent so many things. So, and one thing here, let's say you say, okay, if there's one thing about, I think is important, it's about the mindset of Li Gua. Okay, because Li Gua is a Gua about confidence. Yeah, it's a Gua about confidence. If you're thinking about what kind of mindset I should adopt here, is the Li Gua. Li Gua is about confidence. This confidence is their fake it. Have you heard about a statement say fake it until you make it? Right, because Li Gua, right? Li Gua is if you look at Li Gua at the bottom, actually is empty one, So it's an illusion. So if you don't know, pretend you know first. Okay. Yeah, fake it until you make it. If you don't know, take the job first and then you learn it along the way. Yeah, that is all the way in for Li Gua. How many of you here are this type of person? You fake it first until you make it. You take the job first, you learn it along the way. How many of you here are like that? Okay, great. If you're like that, you have a Li Gua mindset already. It's aligned to period 9. Okay, that's why you see there are not only one thing you need to align, mindset, industry, so many things. Okay, so therefore you say that this Li Gua represent you must look the part first. You must look the part first. Even you are not ready to be a CEO, but can you look like one first or not? You talk like one, you walk like one, you sit like one, you eat like one. Okay, whatever. Okay, so therefore, this is one of the mindset or the characteristic of a Li Gua. Do you find this useful? Yeah, okay, yeah, this style here, this style will be more lighter in a way because we do a Q&A style. So we can actually look at more things here. Okay, so, another question here I got from Telegram is from Patty. Patty, are you here? You're asking if your house facing south, is it beneficiary for period 9? How can I prepare my house for period 9? There's a lot of things, right? But one of it is facing, to answer your question here, facing south, not necessarily beneficial for period 9. Yeah, don't go and just buy a house facing south. You know how many houses in the whole world facing south, right? So it's not. Yeah, so if you just use based on this criteria to look for a house, you might end up getting a wrong house. Okay, so Patty, the answer is no. You say, how can I prepare my home for period 9? Yeah, this weekend I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, house hunting and also your current house. We're going to talk about it in the Feng Shui session. Okay, but for now, to answer your question here, no, not facing south. Not a good idea. Great. So let's see. Is Patty here? Yeah, let's see whether you're here or not. Yeah, because this one is also from the Telegram. Okay, now let's look at, there's one question asked by Irene, also from my Telegram. I say period 9 starts in 2024. If the changes make late, will this within the 20 years, is this still okay? Irene, are you here? So guys, help me out here. Do you think still okay or not if you make changes later? Yes. All right. You just don't get the, okay, I see Irene here. You just don't get the first mover advantage. That's it. Basically, all your neighbor make another 10 million. You just tell them, I'm going to wait. I'm going to bake my cake first. That's it. Okay. But better than do nothing, right? Yeah. You're losing time. That's it. Yeah. Is it okay? I say you're still okay. You're still alive. You're still breathing. Yeah. Is it this? Okay. So no worry about it. Remember, I told you this is not like a doomsday, okay? So if you think this is important, you want to create success faster, then yeah, of course, you need to do it fast, right? But you have someone say, oh, Iverson, I don't need this, right? I have too much money. Let's say Irene say she has too much money. Her only problem is to think how to spend her money. Then maybe not, right? Irene, you can enjoy your life right now. Okay? So depends. Okay, great. Okay, so, and this question from, the name here is T, just the T word. What do each of the 10 gods needs to prosper in period 9? Yeah, not, okay, this 10 gods is a parcel, right? So it's not which 10 god. The question here is which 10 gods that you have. Okay. Yeah, that's the one, right? It's not, okay, my chart, I got DR. Yeah, then you use DR. So you need to know what is the DR. Yeah? So there's no specific chosen 10 gods for period 9. It depends what you have first. That's why Bazi is important. Let's see which one you're able to relate to. Okay. Some of the question here is out of topic. So I chose not to actually answer it. Okay, Marina asked, how do I get promoted in period 9? How do you get promoted? Guys, I talk about this, right? What do I talk about? Learn what? Learn how to manage female bosses, right? Still remember this? Yeah, we talk about this, right? You must do that. Okay, Marina, are you here? All right, I saw Marina here. Okay, great. Okay, Jeremy Low said get chubby. Okay, getting chubby is optional, but I think you do good as well. Okay, Jeremy. Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, learn how to manage female bosses. Yeah, if they like you, then you have great chance. Because very likely in period 9, your boss very likely is a female, and they're the one making the call. Okay. All right. Great. Let's see. Okay. What other question here? Okay, this question here is, what is the new wealth in period 9? Okay, new wealth. Okay, in period 9, of course, the way we make money will be different. Okay, so will be different, and therefore is one thing is in period 9, the middle income group will be shrinking. Okay, so you either belong to someone that extremely rich or someone that extremely poor. Okay, the middle class is shrinking. So, and as you know that if the way to make money or to generate wealth in period 8 is a vast difference compared to period 9. Okay, so in a period 8, I think you know, right? You work hard, you find a great job, you get promoted, and then you retire. So, but in period 9, those things doesn't work anymore because there's no longer such thing called job security. So therefore, a lot of people will go into second income stream. Okay. So that next time they don't even call it a part-time. Maybe it's something already normal for them in period 9. They have multiple stream of income. If you only have one stream of income, yeah, they might see you as your weirdo, So it's not common to have one source of income. How many of you here right now, you have one source of income only? Only one. Type the word me. Only one source of income. Okay, all right. So now you know, right? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, because in period 8 is like that. You work hard in a good company, you get promoted, and then the company will take care for you for life. What the greatest lie ever told. Right? In period 9 now, it shows you there's no such thing called loyalty. Right? If the sales are not doing well, what the company do? Cut costs. Yeah, this is normal. Okay, so therefore, yes, there's no loyalty, right? Think about this, right? You say, oh, I'm so important to the company, I add a lot of value. One day, let's say you're not able to work anymore. What they do? They inform HR to hire new people and replace you. That's it. Yeah, so yeah. We like to think we're important in the company, right? But after things happen, I think you know. Right? Everyone is dispensable, right? So therefore, in period 9, I would say if you're talking about new wealth, this person asking, I would say that, second income stream is compulsory. Yeah, that's how the new wealth is created. If you haven't do that yet, I would say that now you should start to look for it. Yeah, don't wait until next year. So, okay, now, this question from Shirley. My Bazi chart is not very good. What do you mean not very good? Okay. Not can period 9 help me? Okay, I think the reason you think it's not very good is because you feel that your chart got missing element or got a lot of clashes, right? I think so, Shirley. I'm not sure whether you're here. So if that is your definition of what is a bad chart, you say that, can period 9 help me? The answer is of course, right? So, but you need to know the way, right? So what a part I'm going to talk about, Shirley, this is for you. Yeah? In this weekend, there are 4 ways can help you in period 9. These are the 4 systems: Bazi, Shimen, Feng Shui, and Yijing. Okay, I use this 4 system as well. So you're going to learn this. Okay, don't worry. Okay, Thomas Wong say you like the hybrid feng shui. Okay, yes, I like it too. Okay, this is the one, right? Yes, yeah, that's the one. The feng shui part, there's one part called the hybrid feng shui. Hybrid feng shui is a part that where I think I told some of you before, right? In period 9, people don't work in a fixed space anymore or permanent location. They move to different places, sometimes in a cafe, sometimes in someone else's office, right? So the original feng shui application, you need to be in the same place for a consistent period of time for you to enjoy the benefits, in order for you to enjoy the benefits. Yeah, but in period 9, sometimes you can, right? Because they work from home and then those are hybrid, right? So therefore, I'm going to talk about this hybrid feng shui as well. Yeah, coming. So Jack Lee here asks, beginner can follow also. Yes, no problem, right? Because this whole program here is about application. Yeah, so it's not a technical. This program is not to train you to become a professor. Yeah, no. Yeah, this is not a technical class. You want to do all this like shaking your head like this and then rehearse certain poem. Yeah, I think that this is not the right class. This class is a more practical class. It's more result oriented, so it's suited for anyone, even if you're a beginner. Okay. Okay, so let's see some question here. Shalaja asks, working or do business, which one is good? Maybe both also good. Yeah, Saraja, remember I told you, right? Period 9, you could have both. You normally you don't choose anymore. Yeah, in period 8, you still will ask, shall I work for others or shall I work for start my own business? Probably you can have two. That's how you see period 9 will go to that location. Yeah, sorry, that direction. Okay. Sultan asks, so must change work location all the time? No. Only for those people that need to change their work location. So, okay, so if you are working in the same place, it's fine. So there are 2 types of feng shui. One is permanent feng shui. So which means that you work in the office. And then another type is hybrid. Okay. All right. So there you go. So now let's see what other question we have here. Okay. Ong say, where can I register for this weekend course? Okay, the team here will contact you, Ong. I think there are, okay, let me see who can help you here. Okay, there's a Dennis and Desmond here. So they're looking at your chat box right now. Okay. So they will connect you. Yeah, don't worry. So let's answer the next question here first. Okay, so this question here is, can you show me how you use period 9 to change my life? I mean, my life? Okay. So for me, I discovered, some of you know already, I discovered period 9 in 2017. Right, so 2017. Let me show you this to give you a better picture here. Some of you want to ask, how do I actually make use of period 9? If you look at period 9 energy, actually are divided into 2 sections here, 2 segments. The first wave is 2017. And now, where are we heading to now? Are we still in the first wave or second wave? We almost go to the second wave already, right? So, and therefore, you asked me how do I apply? I should apply in 2017 onwards. Okay, because I discovered obsessed about period 9 that time, and a lot of people think I'm crazy. They don't know what I'm talking about. They tell me, Iverson, maybe you're delusional, all these things. So therefore, that time I did some crazy things. One thing, I quit my job. by the end of 2016. I really quit it. And then I start my own company at that time, a tech company. I also pursue in metaphysics. Okay, so these are a few things I do. And then I adjust my feng shui, yeah, align to period 9. And also I use Shimon manifestation to attract opportunities for me for period 9. I also use Yijing as a guidance, right? So, and also remind me to stay grounded. Yeah, Yijing is because sometimes I get too busy, right? So I might actually forgot about something that's truly important in my life. I could be family, right? So it's also could be visit my parents. I still remember there are time, right? Because I make a commitment to visit my parents like once a week or twice a week. But there are point of time I'm too busy, especially when I starting it. And then I started my own business. And then after 2 weeks, I feel that I'm a diva that time because I easily agitated. I don't know why, right? It seems like everything I need to achieve, I'm so impatient that time, right? And then at that time, I actually asked Yijing, what's happening to me, right? Why is scold everyone around me? I don't like that. I developed a reputation of becoming a bitch that time, almost borderline bitch. Yeah, how about you are borderline bitch? You almost look like one, but you're not yet. Yeah, that time I on that level. Okay. So therefore that time I say, hey, what maybe I that time I don't see the whole perspective here. So and therefore I actually cast a Yijing hexagram and then he say that it's a family hexagram. I sort of remind me, hey, yeah, it's a time to visit your parents. And after I do that, it seems like my blockage of energy just cleared. Yeah, sometimes don't you think we need someone to remind us because we might get carried away in our work and so many things, right? So, and that hexagram unbeached me already. So I'm back to my original self. So powerful, right? Yeah, that's why I need all of these four things here. Okay. So this is the some of my experience I can share with you about my storyline. Yeah, so I started in 2017. And then in 2019, I taught my first period 9 class during that time. Yeah, because I think it's useful. That time is still the first wave. Okay. So now the next question. Okay. So Priscilla say, how do you use Yijing for beginner in a class? So don't worry, I'm gonna guide you how to do it. Yeah. So let me give you some snapshot here. Yijing, there are 64 hexagram, right? But not all of them are period 9 hexagram. Okay, Priscilla. So it's actually narrowed down just a set of 8 or 13. Yeah, I need to refer back to my contents. Either 8 hexagrams. So you just need to understand the 8 hexagram, right, Priscilla? So it's not like overwhelming. Oh my God, I need to learn the next 64 hexagram within 1 hour. No, you're not going to do it. Remember, this is not a professor training. We are about application. Okay, Priscilla? Cool. All right, nice. So okay, Jack Lee asks, which did you find the most effective way to get out of debt? Yijing, Qigong, or something else? Okay, if you have that problem, Jack, you need to actually understand what is the cause of your debt first. Right? Some of them they have debt because they shop like crazy. Okay, this is exactly who I am last time. I have the capability to spend 3 times more than what I earn. Okay, that won't be one of the costs, right? Or maybe you are in debt because you are too nice person. You become guarantor for all your friends. You lend your people away, could be one, right? So many. So Jack Lee, find the cause first, then only we select which system is the best one to address. Okay. So Thomas Wong say, if you're Rockwell means shopping. Okay, so how do you address shopping issue? How many of you like to shop? Okay, I mean, who doesn't, right? Right, we like to shop. So my advice to those person who like to shop is you make more money. You make until more that you have problem figuring out, how to use the money. I think it's a good sign, right? Yeah, so I don't, not for me, personally, philosophy, I don't believe in just keep saving money. I believe we should enjoy our life as well. Yeah, get something we like. You know, what's the point you save all the money? Right? In the end, yeah, like some people say, I want to save until old. Think about this, right? Not all of us here might live to our old age. Do you guys agree? Guys? Right? As optimistic, although we want to, we don't know. We don't know what happened tomorrow or even a second from now. So therefore, by actually, yes, we still plan for future, but not to a way until you save, until you cannot enjoy your life. What's the point? Right? So because your wealth cannot brought to afterlife. So therefore, I always, I say, you want to save money, I say, you try to make more, you know that, it's easier to make $10 more than to save $10. Yeah, this is what my mentor told me. Or $100. Right? A lot of people want to save 100, right? You say it's easier to make $100 extra. Do you guys agree? Right? You just need to find a way. So when you actually thinking to create more, you step into abundance mindset. Okay? Yeah, you step into abundance mindset because you believe that there are more out there, right? You're able to create more. So therefore, this is okay. This is how I see it. Right? I don't want to project this to everyone else. Yeah, like if you do a consultation with me, you say you want to solve your spending problem. I always tell them, find a way to make more money and have a proper cash flow allocation. These are the 2 steps. Okay. So I forgot the name who asked this now. Yeah, this is my advice. Yeah, if that is your issue. Okay, Jet Li. All right, you're welcome. Nice. Let's see any other questions here. Okay, this question here is about Feng Shui. You say that is all period 9 house is better than period 8? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, so I think that it's logical to think, okay, period 9 is the most updated one. It's just like your iOS updates, software update in your phone. You say the bigger the number, it's always better. But you think it's always better, right? What happened after 9? Go to period 1, Is it a downgrade or upgrade? Tell me. That doesn't make sense anymore, right? So therefore, I want all of you here to write down one thing here. The period number does not tells you the quality of your house feng shui. Okay? It doesn't tell you about the quality of your house feng shui. It doesn't mean period 9 is better, doesn't mean period 8 is better. So, and therefore, you need to look at the house first. Yeah, because period 8 and period 9 house is, which in fact, I discovered that period 8 house actually, a lot of period house are more better than period 9. Okay, so when people say period 9 compliant house, they are not saying that it's a period 9 house. Yeah, that's the reason they say compliant. So which means that all of us don't need to have a period 9 house. Not necessary. All we need is to have a period 9 compliant house. Period 9 compliant house is it means that the house could be in any period, but you apply period 9 formulas to it. You guys understand? Okay, it could be any period of the house. When you apply period 9 formula to it, it become a period 9 compliant house. Yeah, so it could be period 7. You think about like Warren Buffett house, right? How many years already he stayed in that house? So many years. Cross period. I think over 40 years. Right? He's still doing great. Yeah. How are you right now? I think he's around 90s, is it? Yeah, so therefore, right? So not the period of the house. Not always 9 is the best. Okay, guys, understand? Okay, great. So Janek asks, how do you read and apply pre-heaven and post-heaven? Okay, this one you want to apply this. Okay, this is a technical question, all right? So bear with me, I just answer Janek first. So apply is because in Feng Shui formula, there are 2 parts. One is the early heaven bagua and one is the later heaven bagua. So when we do application, we always follow the later heaven. So the early heaven is about formula, right? You refer to formula. So early heaven is the, I would say, is science. Later heaven is the applied science. Okay, you want to learn how to read, let's say you just want to know how to read, just get these two bagua side by side. Okay, just like you know, like Li Gua, right? Early and later heaven is the Zhen Gua and Chen Gua. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, Diana Greg say that relationship aspect in period 9, how to be more attractive. Okay, how to be more attractive, guys? Yeah, this is question from Diana Quack. How about here? Period 9 expert in this group here. Charlie say be chubby. All right, great. Yeah, that could be one of it. You're talking about we're talking about body size. Okay, what else? Okay, be confident lady. Okay, I say to answer a question, right? Okay, a lot of all this question answer that this guy posted here is correct, right? You can do all of it, but the primary thing, right? Or whoever, or Diana, whoever want to be beautiful, you want to be attractive. Yeah, this one is very important. Be yourself. Yeah, this is a part here. Yeah, if being yourself got to, that makes you lose someone, this person will not supposed to be with you in the first place. Yeah, this is my advice for you. Some people say, right, if I be myself, I might lose this person. Yeah, then he also tell you, right, he is not the right person in the first place. So therefore, I will say, because that's why you see, right, in period 9, do you realize that people that like to follow someone that have a life story, their struggles, and then they become, and then how they actually work with their flaws and become better? Now people start to open up to actually review flaws or mistake, because period 8 is that time is about perfection, right? You cannot have flaws in the face, everything, right? But in period 9, you see there's tends to loosen that part a little bit. Yeah, period 8, a lot of what we call that May 2, is it? Yeah, when you take a photo, you apply a filter to it, a beauty filter, and then your faces look as smooth like what? Like tofu. Bean curd. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I would say to be attractive in period 9 is about true confidence. Remember we talked about that? So true confidence is your courage to show who you are really. Yeah, inside. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. This is the one. Start explore within first. You are talking about relationship. Okay. Now let's see what other question we have here. Okay, this question from ML, we say that is data analytics services aligned to period 9? Yes, it is. Period 9, data analytics, yes. Okay, great. Okay, this question here, this question from Aline. Will fine art be good in period 9? Should I shift to digital? Yeah, digital, as you know, because Li Gua is fire represent technology. Yes, digital will be the one. Okay. Okay, Diana asks if still slim, will it affect my luck in period 9? No, no, it won't. Right, just like people, the beauty standard in period 9 are more lean toward to meaty. Okay, you know what meaty means? Right, they're not fat, but it seems like there's one extra layer of meat or something. Yeah, so they look complete. Okay. If you throw them to the swimming pool, very likely they'll float. Yeah, they'll be floating. Yeah, that kind. All right, cool. So now let's see more. Okay, this question from Hazel. Question from Hazel is, if a person Gua is number 9, does it mean that they're already more aligned to period 9? No. Okay. The life Gua is for Feng Shui. So you are not, doesn't mean you're aligned to period 9. Okay. Do you guys still have any other questions? Okay, Raluca asks, why are horse and goat in favor in period 9? There's a technical reason for it. Yeah, it's too long to explain here. Yeah, because it's the reverse shifting palace from the Norman star combined with the direct officer. Okay, so I don't want to talk about technical here. Yeah, because I'm a beginner here. So, and in how many of you here attended my previous period 9 program? Type it with me. Okay, cool. So I think in the past I talked about compliant, right? Your chart are compliant to period 9. Some of the chart did not comply to. And I also discovered that, by just knowing only, right, it doesn't help anyone. Agree or not? Right? You need to go deeper in that. Agree? Yeah. What if I tell you right now you're compliant to period 9? What will you do? You're just happy on it, right? And then in the end, you still go to work, right? Yeah. So wait, if I tell you you're not compliant to period 9, you still need to go to work. Yeah. So what if, would it be better that we say, how can I upgrade my chart to period 9? Is it better now? Right? Rather than you're compliant or not compliant, right? Why not upgrade? Upgrade means that you do something that align to it. That is called upgrade. Okay, so you asked about, will I talk about investment in this program? I'll touch a portion about I would say the market sectors. Okay, that I think that will have more attention in period 9. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's a lot of things here. So I don't want you to feel that, or my chart not comply to period 9, I'm doing no. Yeah. So just like this, right? Let me tell you, every year you also read your own chart, right? Or this year, which animal sign is good. Okay, after what happened? What happened after that? So after right, you're just happy. You just tell your friend, yeah, you still need to go, you still need to work, right? You still need to go do whatever you do. So I would say that it's more about upgrade. Yeah, comply or not comply is just for you to happy for a while. Yeah, it's just like, oh, I know I'm compliant, then what? Can you tell your boss, showing them your party chart, you're compliant to period 9, that's why you deserve a promotion? Can you do that? No. Right? So what's the point? Wasting time, right? So I changed my approach. Because all of us here, we grow, we see something, and then we improve along the way. So if you ask, so this session, the big reset, I don't talk about compliance. Yeah, why you want to know compliance? Right? I talk about upgrade. Yeah, this is the one I focus on. Okay. Yeah, because compliance make people complacent. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like. That's why I don't like to tell people this year you have a great year. I discover something when I tell this, they become complacent. Yeah, they should put 100% effort now, they just put 50, or worse still, they end up waiting. So there are points, in my journey in metaphysics, I no longer tell people you have a great year. I always tell people how to make a year become great. That's what I do. Okay, let me see. This question from Siska. Okay, let me read. It's quite long. Okay, Okay, this is not a question. This is just a statement here. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so it's about women empowerment. Nice. Okay, EE. Okay, EE asks, hi, Iverson, will Li Gua have a negative impact on the family relationship? No, it didn't. You see, a period 9 is about opportunities. It not come here and then impact your family relationship. Yeah, it's not like that. Yeah, I think we make this point clear from the start, right? So Li Gua is not come here to disturb you or just destroy everything. No, yeah. Li Gua is an opportunity, is there. It's up to you whether you choose to use it or not. Yeah, that's why I say that I can't blame EE to asking so, because I told you just now, right? A lot of people project fear about period 9 subject. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like. All these are, I don't know why they want to do this. It's just an opportunity there, whether they want to tap to it or not, right? So EE don't need to worry. Yeah, I know fear sells, right? Some people want you to sign up for their course. They'll give you a lot of fear. Then you become afraid. Oh, this is bad, right? I must learn how. No. Okay. Yeah. At least now you know you won't get cheated easily. Because there are times I'm so furious about all these people that give this a bad light. Piranha is like, like a populist or something. It's not. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, EE. Okay, Johnny Huang asks, hi, Iverson, can you talk about more about Chiman Palace and how it relates to period 9? Okay, Chiman Palace, it does not directly relates to period 9, right? But there's something you can do to, or opportunities you can tap to by using Chiman. For example, like in Chiman, Surging Snake and Phoenix is the star that will be quite accessible and powerful in period 9. So the better you are in understanding these two deity, yeah, you can actually get a lot of stuff, yeah, in period 9. Okay, so this question from Souvenir. If DE bad if it's appear in your chart? The answer is no. Okay, so we need not to worry. Okay, all right. So I think I answered a lot of your question. Yeah, today will be the finale, yeah, of this webinar, period 9 webinar. Some of you actually follow my webinar since from the start. Yeah, you watch a lot, so I think you have a lot of understanding, and hopefully today's session also give all of you here more confident, looking forward to period 9. And also, some of you want to actually join us just now. Okay, let me show. How many of you here want to join this weekend program? You haven't joined yet, but you want to join. The reason I'm telling you right now, because we are going to close the enrollment soon, right? So, and we're not going to upgrade our server again, because we upgrade several times because more people joining. So we finally say, hey, we're going to put a stop on it. So yeah, so we're going to close the enrollment soon. If you decided to join us here, then therefore let me give you some information, yeah, how to move towards to this. Okay, so this would be the big reset program. Yeah, this weekend, 27 to 28, and I'm going to do this via live stream. So we'll be starting at 6 p.m. GMT plus 8. And this would be the thing here. So now, let me share with you this part here. Yeah, so these are primarily, there are 4 things I'm going to talk about. And then Patsa for period 9, Chiman for period 9, Feng Shui, and also Yiji. Yeah, so because this system, you cannot miss. You cannot just use one. Yeah, it's a combination. Okay, so therefore this really important, and you can benefit from this even you are beginner, because some of you here might thinking, right, if I'm beginner, how do I make use of this? So don't worry. Yeah, you can actually manage to understand this easily. So now let me share with you this part here. So if some of you ask what is the investment price for this, yeah, so yeah, this is our price, 997. Yeah, but for today, yeah, for today's webinar, your appreciation, so you can enroll this for 497 only. So you want to grab this, and then I want to attend this during this weekend, right? There's the link here, joeyup.com/period 9. Okay, I'm going to see you in this weekend, and by just your just investment of 497 only. Okay, so how many of you here already enrolled and you're looking forward to this? Okay, great. So remember the time. The time is 6 p.m. All right. No, not 7 p.m. All right. I decided to make it earlier. So you have extra 1 hours. Extra. Okay. So just in case you cannot make it, then there'll be a 7-day replay. Yeah, for this program. Okay. Wow. So many of you already enrolled. That's great. Okay. So now, um, and I would like to give this, right, a super bonus. So you're just like everyone else as well. So you're going to actually get this Rockwell Specialist for 2.0. Okay, this is an extra webinar. It's not inside the 2 days, but it's an extra. So I'm going to conduct this very likely is in the month of June. Yeah, the date will be firm up later. So this is talking about how do you use the Rockwell element in your puzzle to the highest level. Okay, that's why I call this Rockwell Specialist 2.0. Do you like this or not? Yeah, this is why it's called 2.0, because I taught this before. Yeah, a few years back, but now I upgraded the syllabus, and then this is it will be a very interesting bonus program. Okay, and also we have one limited bonus here. If you choose to join us today, because we're going to close the enrollment, you're going to get another bonus here called how do you mitigate negative elements in your pattern chart. Could it be missing element, there's a clash, or some of you are afraid there's a DE, then how to mitigate it. So you're going to get this extra bonus as well. Okay, so to sum up everything here, there'll be the main program this weekend, the big reset. We're going to see you throughout Saturday and Sunday. And then you're going to get this Rockwell Specialist as a bonus. And then on top of that, you're going to get this limited mitigating your negative elements in your puzzle. So in total, if you purchase this in isolation, it'll be 1,591. But if you actually enroll today, yeah, the final enrollment today, that will be just 497 for everything. So you save 68%, yeah, of this investment here. So you can use this knowledge to serve you for the next 20 years. So there you go. That's the link, joeyup.com/period 9 here. Okay. So if you think about it, yeah, if you just divide 497 within a year, one day you only invest $1.40 in exchange for the period 9 knowledge. And again, there is a link. Yeah, join us, and I'm going to see you in this weekend. And bear in mind, this will be the final enrollment, right? So, and if you ask me, will I teach this again? I don't think so. Right? I plan to teach something new. Okay, something new, follow up by the period 9. Yeah, something new coming as well. So pay attention to that as well. Okay. Yeah, so this is the thing, yeah, because if you know my style, I don't like to teach the same program twice. Okay, so therefore I already have a plan of what I'm going to teach next. So this will be the final enrollment for today. Okay, so there we go, joeyup.com/period 9, and talk to the team if you have any questions related to payment or anything else. Okay, great. Nice. So do you enjoy today Q&A style of this session here today? Yeah, I think this is the part I'm missing now. I keep talking all the time, right? So now at least I can answer a lot of your questions here today. Okay, great, nice. So, and okay, guys, thank you for taking your time joining me today, and I wish all of you here in a great health and have great success in whatever you do. Yeah, and talk to the team if you want to join us here. I'm looking forward to actually meet all of you here via online. And we're going to actually I'm going to create a batch of period 9 specialists throughout this weekend. You already enroll, you're part of it. If you're about to enroll, yeah, you might be the next period 9 specialist focused on the second wave, right? This will be very helpful also if you are not just want to help yourself, you want to help others. You're like a coach, like a puzzle coach, then this will be an added skill that you can learn as well. Okay. All right. So now, and okay, see you guys then. I'm Iverson Lee. Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.